Alrighty, well, it is officially Oscar week here, which means that I'm going to be posting my predictions in a couple of days. But before I got to that, I thought I should share my personal picks for who I think should win the Oscar. I'm going based off of the nominees that the Oscars have given, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, let's just dive right into it. Alright, we're going to start things off with Best Picture. If you saw my top 20 movies of 2021, you'll know what I'm going with here. Yeah, it's West Side Story. West Side Story is just so freaking sweet. Honestly, this year there's a lot of really great nominees. A lot of these were in my top 20. Really, I could have gone with Dune, Power of the Dog, Licorice Pizza, Drive My Car. But at the end of the day, I gotta stick with West Side Story. It just feels like an instant classic. Alright, next up is gonna be Best Director. Now this one's really tricky because I probably would have went with Denis Villeneuve, but seeing as he's been snubbed here, I think my personal pick would be Paul Thomas Anderson. Now I know that's not gonna be the case on Oscar night, but my reasoning here being that Licorice Pizza stars two first-time actors, and the performances that he's able to get out of those two is really, really impressive. I think directing is a lot about working with the actors and getting performances out of them. So whereas something like West Side Story looks beautiful or Drive My Car is really well written, Licorice Pizza just has really great acting, and I think a lot of that can stem from Paul Thomas Anderson's directing. It would have been a completely different movie if it was in anyone else's hands. Alright, Best Actor. I'm going with Andrew Garfield here. I think his performance is just super relatable to me personally. I'm an artist, constantly trying to work on the next big thing, and seeing how Andrew Garfield depicted Jonathan Larson in this movie is just really relatable, and I loved it. He also is just a great performer, a great singer. Alright, for Best Actress, it's pretty obvious. I've been backing Kristen Stewart ever since Spencer came out. She freaking is stunning in that movie. It also helps that Spencer is just an all-around better movie than any of these other actresses are in. So maybe I'm a bit biased there, but oh well. Best Supporting Actor for me comes down to two nominees, really. And it's the same two that have been going back and forth all Oscar season. It's Kodi Smit-McPhee and Troy Kotsur. You really can't go wrong with either of these two. But I'm going to have to go with Kodi Smit-McPhee. It may be because I think his character has a really good arc in that movie, and Kodi Smit-McPhee plays it really, really well. Not saying Troy Kotsur doesn't, but yeah, that's just what I got to go with here. Best Supporting Actress is Ariana DeBose. Some people may think her performance is a little too theatrical for the screen, but it fits with the rest of the movie, so I'm all here for it. Best Original Screenplay. Alright, so right off the bat, not Belfast. But these other four, they're all pretty strong. I'm going with Worst Person in the World. I think that movie is so freaking well written. It's so funny, so romantic, so heartbreaking. The pacing takes a little getting used to just since it's a movie told through chapters, but on my second viewing, I really got into it. So I'm going with Worst Person in the World, and I think I'm going to rewatch that one many times over. Best Adapted Screenplay is another stacked one, and I think I'm going to be biased here again and go with Dune, solely because after seeing that movie, I instantly wanted to go buy the book, which I did, and I've read up until where the movie ended in the book. I am reading The Power of the Dog right now, so maybe once I finish that book, it'll be my new pick, but currently, I'm going with Dune. Best Animated Feature for me is a really tight race between Flea and Luca. I think Luca is the more rewatchable one here. It's a super sweet and tender film from Pixar, but I think Flea is just the more important one. Best International Feature Film. This is another close one between Worst Person in the World and Drive My Car, and I gotta go with Worst Person in the World. I love Drive My Car. We're gonna see how long it takes me to get to rewatching it though. That's the only thing holding me back from picking it. Best Documentary Feature. I only saw Flea, so I gotta go with Flea. Did not see any documentary shorts yet. Did not see any live action shorts. Did not see any animated shorts. I'm sorry. Best Original Score was surprisingly hard to pick. I thought I was just going to go with Dune here, like I think the Oscars are actually going to go with, but the one I've been listening to the most has been The Power of the Dog. Maybe I'm judging these for the wrong reasons, but I'm going to go with Power of the Dog here. But Dune, you are a close second. Best Original Song is going to go to Be Alive. That one's just an actual bop outside of the movie. Best sound's gotta go to Dune. I mean, if you've seen it in theaters, you know what I'm talking about. Best Production Design is another tight race. This time it's between Dune and West Side Story. In one, they created like an entire freaking universe. And the other, they sort of just recreated New York. But despite the smaller scale, I really, really loved West Side Story. It would not have felt the same without all the attention and detail they put into that. And that also goes hand in hand with the costumes, which is why I'm also giving West Side Story best costumes. Just the overall look of that movie is incredible that it was made today. Despite me gushing all over how West Side Story looks, I'm giving cinematography to Dune. If you're catching on to a trend here, it's sort of going back and forth between those two. They're the best looking movies of the year. For best makeup and hairstyling, I'm going to go with Eyes of Tammy Faye here. I think that movie is made by the makeup. And then 2 categories left, best film editing and best visual effects. Both of these for me are going to Dune. Alrighty, well those were my personal picks for the 2022 Oscars. Let me know what your picks are in the comments. Like I said, I'll be putting out my predictions later this week, so stay tuned for that. If you want to check those out, make sure to subscribe so you know when I put those out. But yeah, thanks for watching.